this is my update to the kitchen that I was building in the previous videos. So it's not finished, but it's usable again, and you know, I have been using it. So here we are. That's what it looks like. So I've got a beach countertop and a small standard kitchen sink, a standard household hob that's I converted to LPG, and I've still got my hand pump tap at the moment. I'm considering possibly going a bit more high tech and having a proper pump, but I'm not sure. I've done okay with that tap and never had a problem with it, so we'll see. So there you go, that's from above, and as you can see, I had the corners rounded because I didn't really want to be smashing my hips on the corner of the worktop. Now going back now, sitting into the swivel seat. This is a little table that moves. It's on a lagoon mount. So this table and another board gets stored down there when it's not in use, because that then is used to cross the middle there to make the double bed. And as you can see, I've got some shelves here for my cups and coffee. Stand my coffee up. I've just been up a hill and everything's fallen over a little bit. I'll probably still need to organise what's going to go in these and organise them a bit better than they are. But that's it essentially. I've got my panel here. I've got the spotlight that you can see there, and I've also got another light here in the cab, just in the doorway, that's dimmable. You just hold your finger on the sensor, so that's quite handy as well. I'll just take you outside and show you the gas locker. So the gas locker is outside. Gas locker is here. So all works quite well. Lights that come on when the side door of the van's open, so if it's dark I can see what's going on. There's a locker here. I need to check the gas or the diesel level. Shut the door and go back in, it's too cold. So back in the van here, I've got a new 12-volt fridge, so I don't need gas anymore, which is nice. There's a bit more space around this one, so there's going to be a drawer made here, and on the left here I've got a nice little storage area for chopping boards, so that's quite handy. Quite hard to do with one hand, but that just locks up like that. That's good. So while the swivel seat's round and it's daytime, it's quite fine and quite nice to have this nice and open, but I'll show you what it's like when it's closed up at night. Before we do that, down here there's a little box that really is to put your feet on when you sat on the swivel seat, so that you don't, so you feel comfortable, but there's storage under that as well, which is quite handy. So I will show you what happens when I close the middle section, the bulkhead off. Okay, it's quite difficult to show you this actually, but I will have a go. So basically you swivel the seat back round, and here behind the cab I've got this panel. Again, not finished, needs painting, and basically that panel has, hard to do it from this angle as well actually, I should have turned the seat all the way around, but this panel slots in. It's a lot easier than that normally, it's just sat at a funny angle. I would normally do it from the other side actually, but then I'll be blocking the camera. And then there's a couple of bolts. There's one down here and there's one up there. Let's see. And that just locks in place. And then I've got this sliding door in the middle. And that's it, sealed off. And then, you know, when I want to come back to turning the seat round, just unbolt this, move it, and put it over there on the back of the door, and turn the seat round, and there we go, back to where we were. So from this side, yeah, it just sort of sits on here and hasn't moved. I can drive with the door open, or I can have the section closed off and drive. It rattles a bit at times, but nothing to worry about. There's a spy hole there in it, so I can see through at night if there's any noise outside. So that's where I'm up to with the kitchen. There's obviously lots of things to finish. Like, I've got the waste to close off, and I've got a bin to box in, and I've got to decide how I'm going to do the water. Not sure whether to stick with my bottle method. It has worked. You know, these 10-litre containers, it's worked really well for me over the years. Or should I go for an underslung tank? I'm not sure. Worried about algae and, you know, things getting in it and not being able to see it and let's know what's in there and clean it. This area here I think will become a drawer. Just going back from this side, got my piece of artwork there from Ishi Art, and yeah, there's to stop me banging my head here, there's this little piece, and that's it really, I think, at the moment. So at some point I'll probably do another video with all the finishing touches, but that might be some time. I'm going to work on some other aspects that I want to change first, and obviously I've got to paint that door at the front, you know, this middle door at some point, but you know, it's functional, and that's the main thing for now. So I hope that was of interest, and I'll give you updates as and when I make them.